In this video, we're going to be looking at the second type of word creation, which is a verbal reasoning question type. Some of this material has been taken from our verbal reasoning books, which you can find linked in the video description alongside a free PDF with 20 questions for you to practice after this video. So let's get into it. Let's look at the example. It's good to see things in context. So we're presented a long word like that on the left hand side, and you can see we've got adore, bakery, breed, barked, bored. 4 of these words can be formed from this word, this original word, but 1 of them cannot be made. Let's look at the steps that we go through to solve this. So your first step is to look for different letters. All the letters of the short words are in keyboard. So if we look at adore, bakery, breed, barked, bored, all the letters in each of these words are in keyboard. And then you have to look for double letters too. So if you look at breed, breed's got a double E in it. So because it's got 2 E's in it and keyboard only has 1, breed has to be the answer. So breed's the only one that cannot be formed. Let's look at an alternative method. So read the short word and then spell it out whilst looking at the long word. Look at keyboard and then spell out each word whilst checking the letters. So here we've got keyboard, and we've got to see, can we form a door? You can see we've got all the letters there. Then we've got bakery. So keyboard, bakery can be formed. If we look at breed, you can see we can make one of them but not the other one. And barked, exactly the same. Bored, we also can't make that. So we can't make barked, bored. No, we can make bored, we can make barked, we can make bakery, and we can make a door, but we can't make breed. So our answer is breed. Let's look at some examples that we've created for this video. So my first word is deconstruct. I've tried to put in some difficult words, so some interesting vocabulary into this video. We've got deconstruct, and we've got cones, ruins, trust, toward, and structure. So if I look at each one, remember you kind of need to do this. You're not going to have time in the exam to write all of these things out. You're going to have to sort of do it by sight and quite quickly. So you need quite a lot of practice with this. You have deconstruct, and you've got cones. Now cones, I can see immediately it can be formed using those letters. You've got ruins, so you've got R-U-N-E-S, and that can be formed, so that's fine. Trust, we've got T-R-U-S-T, which can be formed because we've got double T in deconstruct. We've got toward, so T-O-U-R-E and then D. So toward can be formed. So that must mean our answer is structure. We've got struct here, but if you look at the U, we've got double U in here, and that indicates, so double letters, very, very useful in working out or determining which word cannot be made, and thus we can circle this. So our answer is structure. Next, institution. So we've got stint, suit, tuition, ionic, and nouns. So if I look at stint, stint can be formed using the letters in here. We've got suit, so S-U-I-T, that can be formed too. Tuition, we've got almost the whole word in the second part of the, so institution, and then we just put an I in there, and you can see we can take an I from the front or from the middle. So tuition can be formed. Ionic, we've got ion at the end, and then I-C. Have we got a C? We haven't got a C, so that can't be formed. And then nouns can be formed, so our answer is going to be ionic. Next, tender-hearted. So we've got dear. Dear can be formed, so that's okay. We've got heard. So we've got here in the center of the word, so tender-hearted here. And then we've got a D at the end, so that can be formed. we've got trend, TREND, that can be formed. Then we've got rated, RATED, so that can be formed. And then we're left with art. So art is going to be our answer, but the letter that's missing is going to be our S. So we've got, literally in the word, we've got the word art, but there's no S. So this is the one that cannot be formed. Question 4. So we've got a word bureaucrats. Bureaucrats. We've got crates, and we can see we've got crat at the end. And if we just add an E from the beginning, we've got crates. So that can be formed. Then we've got beauty. Now, we should be able to see we can form this first part, but then we've got a T and a Y. So the Y isn't in there. So immediately I can put that. I'm going to look through each example though. So rear, REAR, that can be formed. REAR, because we've got a double R in bureaucrats. Then we've got seat, SEAT, that can be formed, and bear, BEAR, that can also be formed. Next one, antagonist. Antagonist. So we've got wagon, notating giants, tango, and gnat. So wagon cannot be formed because we've got no W. We've got agon, but we haven't got W. So this is quite straightforward. It's going to be the first one. Notating can be formed, giants can be formed, tango can be formed, and gnat can be formed. Next, we've got inconspicuous. Inconspicuous, we've got couscous. There's enough U's and O's to make that happen, and we've got two C's and two S's, so we can form couscous. Opinions, you got OPINIONS, so that can also be formed. We've got copious, so COPIOUS, that can be formed. Then we've got picnic, so PICNIC, so that can also be formed. And finally, as soon as I look at that, I can see unpinned. That's going to be our answer. It's the one that cannot be formed because it's the last one. Now, I can see immediately that D isn't in there, and also E isn't in there. So unpinned is our odd one out. You've got to just get good at thinking quickly for this question type. So if you look at your keyword and you're able to spot something almost instantly, that's quite a useful skill. So you can spend a bit more time on the more difficult ones where it's a bit closer. Managing your time is quite important with this question type. Because it's one of the easier ones, with enough practice, you can get quite good at it quite fast. I hope you found that useful. Don't forget you can download the free 20 question PDF via the link in the description, as well as a copy of the full verbal reasoning books. To watch another verbal reasoning video, click on one of these boxes, and don't forget to like and subscribe.